Drizzle, and today I'm going to share with you a recipe on how to make organic whole wheat pizza crust. The reason I think making pizza crust is fun and important is because one, it'll save money. We were at the grocery store and trying to find a whole wheat crust, it was like $4 or $5. And two, it had a lot of preservatives in it. So by making it at home, you can avoid having those unhealthy preservatives. The third reason is it tastes so much better. Anything homemade is just really good. And then the other reason is packaging. We were trying to get the whole wheat crust at the store, and it had this like huge plastic wrap around it. And I was just like, we had it in our hands, I was like, oh, just forget this. This has like a ton of plastic. So I'm going to teach you how to make whole wheat pizza crust. So the first thing that we're going to have to do, there's a couple steps to the process. The first thing is we're going to have to activate the yeast. So what we need to make pizza crust is we need 1.5 cups of warm water, 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. You know, you've seen these guys at the store. 1 teaspoon of organic sugar, and then we're going to be using olive oil and all-purpose flour and whole wheat flour and a little bit of salt. So first what we need to do to activate the yeast is we need to take the 1.5 cups of warm water and we put that in a bowl, and 1 tablespoon of the active dry yeast and 1 teaspoon of the sugar. And so we mix these together and we allow it to sit for about 10 minutes. And it'll start bubbling. That's when you know it'll be ready. So we're going to go ahead and let this sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start making the pizza dough. Okay, so the yeast has been setting for 10 minutes, and this is kind of what it looks like. It looks like a bubbly, yeasty liquid. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to stir in the olive oil. We need a tablespoon of olive oil.
That's some organic olive oil that we buy in bulk.
Yeah, we reuse this bottle. Okay, and then we need 1 teaspoon of salt. And stir that in. Okay, so then now I'm going to mix in the flours. And what I need to put in is 2 cups of whole wheat flour. And it says to put 1 cup of the 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour in first. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then mix it up. Okay, so I'm going to take the remaining 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour and turn it out onto my counter and put the dough on top of it. And we're going to knead this dough for 10 minutes about to get it to the right consistency. So this is kind of the fun part. One of the things that I really have been enjoying about making our own food is, I was telling Jason this, is that it makes me feel, there's something that happens, like it makes me feel so nourished and human. You know, it's like kind of the opposite feeling of when you're driving around the city all day or driving around doing stuff, being really busy. Like when you stop and make something from scratch, such as the dough or kimchi or any of these things that we make from scratch, it just there's an element of peace to it. So try it out for yourself and see how it makes you feel. Okay, so I'm just gonna integrate the rest of this dough and knead it. Okay, so I've been kneading this for 10 minutes and it's gotten into this gloobly glob.
Gloobly glob, that's a technical culinary term.
And I'm just going to kind of scrape all the little extras that got away. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this ball and we're going to put it into an oiled bowl, which I have right over here. Alright, so that's an oiled ball. And then what we're going to do is cover it with a cloth and we're going to let it sit for an hour. Okay, so the dough has been rising for an hour. So we're going to see what it looks like. Look at that.
Wow.
Science, chemistry at work, making dough.
It's a lot bigger than it was before.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this dough out onto a floured surface. So, okay, I'm going to try to make it into one big ball so I can work with it without it getting stuck to everything. Look at that. A bit different than it was before. Okay, so we're going to divide this into 2 dough balls. I think that's about right. Okay, so you want to make these into 2 tight balls, and the way to do that Jason taught me, he used to be a pizza chef, is you fold it into itself to get it nice and tight. Keep on folding until it's tight. So what we're going to do once we get these into tight little balls is we're going to put them on plates.
We're going to pinch it shut.
Okay, and then you pinch it shut.
All over. Stop turning it now. Just pinch it.
Okay.
There you go. Now you got a bowl.
And then I'm going to put it on this bowl, or this plate, and we're going to let it rise for 45 minutes. Okay, so we let both of these rise for another 45 minutes, and now I've turned it out onto a floured surface, and I'm going to kind of roll it out. And the key to using a rolling pin is to flour it. Just using a rolling pin. And it was kind of funny looking when it came out of off of the plate after rising. It was really complex. So you just roll this out, and then you kind of shape it to whatever pan you have. If you have a pizza pan, that'll fit perfectly with it. What we've done is we've gone ahead and prepared one of the crusts, and we're using our cookie pan because that's what we have. So we prepared this, and now we're going to put the marinara and the vegetables on it. Okay, so we're ready now to build our pizza, and what we have here is we have organic marinara.
Pizza sauce.
Oh, I'm sorry, organic pizza sauce. Very different, I guess. Marinara is thinner. And we actually got this out of a can. This is organic pizza sauce. Maybe one day we'll make it from scratch. We've got shiitake mushrooms, red bell peppers, arugula, onions, oregano. This goes on after the pizza's been cooked. And these are grounds. These are made from portobello mushrooms. So we're going to go ahead, and we've got garlic. So we're going to go ahead and spread the marinara. And you can also put, we're not putting cheese on ours tonight. I'm making a vegan cheese, which if it turns out good, we'll share with you guys the recipe. But you can end up putting, after you put the toppings on, or after the marinara, would you put the cheese? So either way, after marinara or after vegetables. Okay, that looks good.
That's enough sauce.
Okay, so I'm going to pop this in the oven. It needs to cook between for about 16 to 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. You'll know it's ready once the crust is a nice crispy brown. Okay, so we've pulled the pizza out of the oven, and this is our pizza. Isn't that
Magnifique.
so fantastic? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cheese that we've created. I'm going to drizzle that on here.
It's a vegan cheese made out of nutritional yeast. Looks pretty good. Pretty cheesy.
And yeah, it has a really cheesy kind of gravy yumminess to it. So we'll see what it's like on the pizza. It's our first time trying this recipe.
That looks good.
Okay. So this is a homemade pizza crust vegan pizza. Oh my god, it's actually really good.
You sound surprised.
I'm actually kind of surprised. The crust is amazing. It's really fluffy.
Awesome.
Here, you try it?
Okay. That's really good. Good job.
Let us know what you like to put on your pizzas. You can post that below. What your favorite toppings are and ideas for alternative pizzas. Alright. Well, this is Heather Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us from Super Green World, making the world greener one show at a time.